So I want to show you about the Subpatch option that you have in Max. Um, it's similar to what we were doing with presentation mode as far as kind of keeping things clean, except this has to do with your design in the patcher mode. So say I wanted 10 of these objects, right? That gets very busy as far as what this looks like. And these aren't really necessary for us to see. Once we've understood exactly what's going on here, we really don't need to see these. So you can actually encapsulate them within a subpatch, which also makes it a little easier to duplicate. So let's just type N for new object, and then you can just type P, and that will create a subpatch. You can also type in patcher, but just P for short. And then we want to give it a name. So let's just call it Cool Synth. Okay. Now, anything that we put in here will be represented by this object. Let's see, inlet. But if we want to be able to send messages through it and receive messages from it, then we need to add these objects, inlet and outlet. Okay, so now you can see that we've got one inlet, one outlet, and now on this patcher object, we've got one inlet, one outlet. Now if we have two outlets now, or inlets, you'll see we've added another inlet right there. And then just an example, I'll put an integer into there. We'll double click this, have an integer to receive that. And as we change this value, it's being sent into that first inlet and sent to right here. Okay, so that could take a lot to set up if we, if we wanted to copy and paste this in to the patcher object, that can get kind of laborious. So rather than do that, if you've already created something, what you can do is just select it, and then I believe it's up in, here we go. My shortcut for it is Control-Shift-E, but it's also found in the Edit menu, Encapsulate. So go to Edit, Encapsulate after you've selected what you want to encapsulate. And for me, I'm leaving all of these outside because we still want to be able to interact with those. I just want these objects here that I'm not going to interact with to be encapsulated. So let's do that. And you'll see it's a blank patcher. We'll call it My Cool Synth. Now this is entirely arbitrary what you title it, because unfortunately when you copy and paste this object, if I go into here and I change something now, and you'll recognize this as what we had earlier. If I change something, let's just add a new object, cycle, and then let's save that, get out. So you'll see they're labeled the same. If I double click to open that, then that cycle's there, we put that there, but then if I double click this, it's not there. So despite being a patcher that's labeled the same, they're not actually the same patch. There's another way to do what I was just kind of alluding to there, which is you could have a saved patch where it shows up the same anywhere, wherever you edit it. So if I change it in one place, it'll change in another place. And we'll go over how to do that. But this is a nice quick way to keep things organized, is to do these subpatches. And also, I'll be able to just, let's pull this down, pull that up. Look, this is way easy to duplicate. I can maybe add this to both channels. It's a third little color or texture. And you see this is really helpful because now we're not busying the screen with all of these other objects that we'd never really need to interact with again. Okay, let me know if you've got any questions.